What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing out there? In case you don't know, this is your boy Lee Black, the host of Real Talk for Real Men. And yes, we are live tonight. A lot of times we are on hiatus because life and shit happens, but tonight is the night. I promise you guys I will be coming back with a live show, and I think it's going to be a good one, folks, because I have waiting in the wings. First of all, my co-host from M-Town, Memphis, Tennessee, Mick Mac, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on?
Oh, baby, drinking, trying to get myself right for this Saturday night.
Oh, okay. What you drinking?
I'm sipping on some Long Island iced tea premix, keeping it light because before I put some food in my stomach. So, you got anything in your cup?
Not right now, not yet. Let's just see how the conversation goes.
You might have to pour yourself something for us all over with because I got a doozy for you, and my brother from another mother is in the house, Mr. Sports Hustle himself, the sports guy. What's up, brother?
What's good, my beautiful black people? Hey, Tasha, what's up, Black?
Yes, sir, man. Good to see you, man. So I am so happy to have both of you here. So regardless of what happened, we're going to have us a show. And oh my goodness, we got the super fan, grown woman, don't try me, Miss CC. How you doing?
What's up, CC? How you doing?
We are doing good. I don't know if I'm going to get the postings or not, but as always, where three or more gathered, so shall we be, as they say. So we're going to do the damn thing. I stole that from the Bible, just in case y'all don't know.
Yeah. I definitely know. Yeah, I know where that came from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I am not in any way saying that I'm Christ. I promise you I'm not. Not even a little bit. Oh, shit. We got Craig. What's happening, Craig?
Hey, what's up, Craig? What's happening?
So what are we talking about tonight, folks? Let me introduce the topic. We're going to, it's simple, on its own merits. We're just going to have a conversation about relationship and dating advice. Why did I bring this up? Craig says hello to everybody. CC says, what's going on, Craig? So I'm glad to have you guys. And again, y'all know how we do on this platform. In case you don't know, we share our opinions, our views. We keep it honest, keep it real. The one fundamental that you will always find here is that we agree to disagree without being disagreeable. That's why we love each other. We family. So we're going to talk about dating. And you might think that we've talked this to death, except we haven't. For those of you that don't know, I have recently re-entered the dating game because I was asked to do so by my nephew. So I'm getting myself in shape. I'm hoping Manjaro does his thing and I can lose a little weight here and there. But I've got to be honest with you. Coming back to this scene, I'm realistic. I recognize that it's different, and I'm trying to find my place. You ever play double dutch and you don't know where to jump in? I'm in that stage where I jump in.
Right.
But guess what? I've been getting a shitload of dating advice. And right before the show started, my brother from another, you tell Brother Kenny, you share what you want to share about why maybe this subject might be important to you, because I am getting advice from people. Some is unsolicited. And so this show is going to be about dating advice. And I found an article that says it's terrible advice, but of course I want to put it under the microscope to see what still works. Is some of the traditional advice you get worth it or not? And so I want to have that conversation. Cuzzo, Terrence, what's going on?
What's up, T? What's up, Terrence?
CC, I told you it's going to be a good one. So, Brother Kenny, right before we get into any things, share what you want to share about this topic, dating, relationship advice. And then, Tasha, I want you to, once again, for those that want to know, in the know, share what you like to share. But, brother, where you at? Where you at in this whole scene?
It's funny that this came up as a topic because, like you said, right before we came on, I was telling you that I needed to get some big brotherly advice because, I didn't step myself back out there. I've actually, honestly, since 2013, I really haven't dated. It's been sporadic, I would say. It's been off and on. Nothing ever serious. I hadn't been in a serious relationship since I was married. Again, we divorced in 2013. Peace be upon my ex. So I was always a little apprehensive about getting in the deep end of the pool, so to speak.
Right.
And just in the last couple of months, I actually just by a whim from a partner of mine, I met someone at a sports bar, and we just talked up, just started a conversation. So it's kind of been in the early stages. I
Right.
still don't know where it's going,
Right.
but it's conversation. And then just off a whim, 2 days ago, a lady friend of mine then called me up trying to hook me up with one of her friends out of the whim. And then last weekend, I was in Houston at my cousin's 50th birthday bash. One of her friends want to holler. So I'm like, wait a minute. Now, all of a sudden, it's been dry. I've been in the desert, you goddamn looking for water. Now water is coming to me. So I'm trying to figure out,
So we
okay,
need your
do I
opinion.
really want to do this dating thing like this? I don't know.
Tasha always grounds me in good advice, and I want to ask your opinion, Mac, because it's weird that out of the blue, you know me, Tasha, better than anybody, and how many times my normal question asked women usually would be, you got any friends, got any friends, got any friends? And I hear the same old shit. Why is it like Kenny, all of a sudden, I'm being positioned to hook up? Y'all don't know these people, so I can say their names. No, I ain't gonna say their names. Fuck it.
No, I would say don't say their names.
I'm not gonna say their names, but I have, because you never know who's watching. Right. But I have two workmates that all of a sudden asked me personal questions over the last couple of weeks, and I got somebody that I would like to introduce you to. And one of my coworkers is coming in October to Atlanta, and supposed to be bringing somebody she want me to meet. And it's weird because then I got a call I had a conversation last night from another friend, and boom, 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 all of a sudden now, hey, I think somebody you ought to meet. So Tasha, first tell us where you are in this situation, and I want to know your opinion, and CC as well. What's happening in the water that now all of a sudden, like Kenny said, we went from being dry, now they're introduced. But I've had to share this comment from CC. She says, is the world ready for you two? Lord, it's a drought out there for single women. Okay. Okay, Tasha. For the record, go ahead.
So what I'm understanding is that it's raining pussy all of a sudden.
I don't know if it's that.
Help us understand what's happening.
It's raining. I don't know if it's that yet.
The dating, to Cece's points, the dating game is difficult to navigate right now. It is. And that's because I think that there is I don't know, people are kind of stuck. There's a change in dating going on where you still have some people who are in the game still have some older views, but it's trying to shift to become more modern. I think personally, if you have people reaching out to you, reaching out to introduce you, is because maybe they're looking for somebody different than what's out here, than what's being offered. Maybe they are looking at men who have not been in the game for a while, who may be interested that, maybe you're going to offer something different. I would suggest for the two of you, because I know I know your ages and everything, and I know how dating used to look.
Right.
Be open.
Okay.
Don't be so quick to shut certain things down. Okay. Be open, because things are a lot different now.
I promise you, I'm going to lean on you for advice in many ways, Tasha, because you're in the know. You're a woman. I trust women. The women has always been my best friends. And then you're my TikTok expert. And we were having a conversation about a week or so ago, and Tasha was informing me that even this newer generation, the club scene is kind of dying out. Somewhere in there's something happening out here that I don't have my finger on a pulse of it. So I appreciate what you're saying. And even CC is saying, she says, Tasha, I can see that. So yeah, trust me, Tasha, I'm walking into this new, I'm like Kenny. I haven't been in a serious relationship in forever. You know this. And I know that I can't bring my antiquated ways, but there are some things that's grounded in me. So this is why I wanted to explore this topic, and I want to look at some traditional advice, and of course put it under the microscope. Terrence, chime in here, man. Craig, chime in here, man. Let us
Right.
know
Mhm.
what you guys think. And I am relying on my women, in this case, Tasha and Cece. Help us out. Help a brother out.
Oh yeah, for real, really.
You
I
know,
I'll be honest, I can try, but I mean, even then, even within women, there's a divide in
okay,
dating in
true,
itself, as
very
far
true.
as
Mm.
first dates, what someone will accept, what someone won't accept. So
Very
even then,
true.
I can only give you my perspective and what makes sense to me. So
That's all I need. But that you say that, I've been posting on my page that the pendulum is swinging. I'm starting to see more women speak out against what's projected out here and telling other women. So that's why I appreciate what you said, that there is not a consensus among women. I get that. So I get that. Craig says, I think dating has already made the shift from traditional to modern, Tasha. The question is, at our age, has dating passed us by?
That's a great question.
Great fucking question. Tasha, you say no.
no, it hasn't passed you
Okay.
by. No, no, it can. You can age yourself out if you're not willing
Okay.
to be open,
That's why
but
we
it
Mm.
going
hasn't
here.
passed you by. So.
That's why
Mm.
we going here. Craig, he's on the train. Craig says, Black, I need advice too. I'm lost in today's dating scene. And DC
Hmm.
says, not at all. I'm glad that y'all still giving us hope. I'm gonna be brutally honest here, and I mean this with no seriousness. I had taken myself out because, to your point, Craig, I thought it passed me by. I swear on the souls of my two brothers, I had come to the conclusion that what's happening out there, I lost my moment. I'm not going to find my person. And so I kind of went through this period of I'm okay with that. But like my brother always says, and he says all the time, look, no, I'm looking for something. I kind of had resigned to, look, it was what it's going to be. And then again, my nephew's kind of trying to pull me back, saying, wait a minute, no. So I appreciate you guys saying this. So let's jump into this thing. And we're gonna again put under the microscope different aspects of dating advice. And I want you guys to say whether you believe in it. Is it still appropriate? Is it still something you would practice or not? And this is one that I have many times heard, the number one, to play hard to get. And some of these, I'm going to read the logic behind why they're saying this is antiquated and terrible advice. But of course, I want to know if it's something you still would practice. So right off the bat, the game of cat and mouse, playing hard to get, it says it only creates confusion. I'm only going to stop there. I'm not going to read the most of it. Where do you stand on playing hard to get, especially for dating in today's, if we transition, is that still a thing to do? And would you still do it? Anybody?
Don't.
Personally, oh my bad, Tasha, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as the man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be the one to play hard to get, because that is a big thing with women now. Don't play that game with them, because they're not gonna. A lot of them will not pursue you. They're not. So be intentional. Like with your actions, with your interests, be intentional. But if you try to do that whole thing, like, okay, I'm gonna wait a few days and call, I guarantee you she would have scrolled on to somebody else in her phone log that's already hitting her up. Don't do that.
I got a question,
Now,
Tasha.
okay.
No, go finish your thought, because I got a question for you and Cece. I swear to you, me, Kenny, Terrence, and Craig, we're listening. So I don't want you to lose your thought, but I got a question based on what you just said.
Now, I will tell you, there are some women that still will play the hard to get thing. They will play that role themselves, to where they may feign not, like little to no interest. But sometimes it's because they're not upfront with their intentions of dating. Are they intentionally dating because they're looking for an actual relationship, or are they dating just to keep it casual? So that's something to establish on the front end. The purpose of the dating. Are you looking to be serious? Or are you looking to be casual?
I'm so glad you said that, because here's my question then. Is there a danger then in being too easy? on the one hand, and then again, I especially want to hit my brothers on this. Are you attracted to a woman that gives you a little bit of resistance, or have we crossed over to the point where, yeah, I'm open? And so is it a thing, Tasha and Cece, for a man to just be too open without any resistance?
Like to be too eager?
Yeah.
Depends on what he's doing. Is he being too eager with texting you constantly, hitting you up with the good morning, beautiful, grand rising queen, being the last person, the multiple text messages through the day? Is it love bombing? Is he immediately like buying you things or doing things like that? It's a balance. There is a balance. So how is he doing it?
I love that you said it. Kenny, go ahead, my brother. You got
play hard to get. I personally speaking, if a woman is playing hard to get, I'm gone. I ain't got time for that. I mean, because I think most of the time a woman knows if she's interested in you within the first 24 hours. So if you want me to chase you, I'm not doing that. I don't do that because I'm too grown for that. I think you too grown for that. If you ain't interested, just say so. Make sure your intentions are I mean, I just don't feel like at this time in my life and at this age, I'm not doing that. And I'm gonna be intentional myself. If I'm interested in you, you gonna know. I'm gonna let you know I'm interested. If I ain't called you within 24 hours, I ain't interested.
Okay. This one is, I'm on the fence with this one. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, but for different reasons. The Me Too movement, which anybody who watches me know I hate every part of it. It's one of the reasons that for me that made me pull back. For me personally, I'm not going to play hard to get. Like you said, Kenny, if I'm interested, I'm interested. And I'm going to be flattered as shit especially if I'm attracted. But even if I'm not attracted, I'm very open and direct. And, so it ain't going to be about playing hard to get. Now, here's the hypocrisy in me. I'm going to keep it funky. If a woman is too easy, I'm going to kind of lose interest if she's too easy for me. Look, everybody know that my intention is to fuck right off the rip. But the ones that have made me want to pursue it to a serious level is, ironically for me, historically, has been the ones that's given me some resistance. I'm trying to hit right off the bat, make no mistake about it. But ironically, I'm a little bit more interested if I'm attracted to the person and they give me some resistance to make me chase a little bit, because I'm excited. I missed the chase. And because of the Me Too movement, is that they took the chase away from me. I missed the days when you grabbed a woman on the elbow, not grab, but tapped on the elbow and this, that, the other. And now you're afraid if you're in a gym setting to even look up because a camera might come out. I don't know how to fit in that world anymore. So that's why for me, I'm hypocritical with it. I'm not going to play hard to get, but I do like a woman that gives me a little bit of resistance. So that's what. Let me read some comments here. So this one is right off the bat. For me, it's a little, I don't know. Cece says, at our age, it's best to be upfront with what your intentions are, in my opinion. And I agree. So that part, I agree with 1,000%. Be upfront, tell me, and especially if you're not interested, don't have me wasting my time, because then I might have to choke the shit out of you. Or if it gets transactional, and then now, bitch, you making me chase you down. Now I'm gonna beat the pussy. I'm gonna jack on your back and neck and then put you out. So don't make me go.
Well, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just saying. Greg says it's not a good look for men to play hard to get, being that men usually are the ones that pursue. I prefer the woman not to play hard to get either. No time for games. I love it. She says, right, Craig, just keep it honest. Exactly. Well, damn, Lee. No, and I'm okay. So am I? This is my brother, and I know we on flip sides of the coin. Kenny, Craig, Terrence, are y'all telling me as men that if a woman made you work too hard for it, that you didn't have that moment where, okay, I'm gonna play your game, and I'm gonna jump through these hoops, knowing that when I get what I need, Kenny's already saying, Kenny, am I just a fucking asshole?
No, brother, you just well, yeah, kind of.
Okay. Say no more. I'm gonna leave it alone. Say no more. Say no more. Let's go to number 2. What about never talk about exes as a dating advice to Tasha, you agree with this?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because you can, especially now, like that is considered like a major red flag, especially if it's something that it's not a question that she may have initiated. If she didn't ask you why you broke up, like with your last relationship, if it doesn't come up, don't talk about your ex because you'll be seen as a walking red flag. Especially if you start to, say, oh, well, that bitch was crazy or that bitch did that. If you start going down roads like that, don't just. It's just best just to steer clear of it unless you're directly asked that question. And if you are directly asked, don't do the blame game. Just try to just be kind of general and be kind of vague.
I love your advice.
And Tasha, I believe your advice was 100% on point, and I totally agree with everything you said.
Mm-hmm. And you know why I love your advice? I think about when you're in a job interview, Tasha and Kenny. Cece says yes, big red flags. Mm-hmm. One of the cardinal sins if you're going on a job interview and they ask what happened on your last job, you're trained not to say, "Oh, I hated that company and I hated my boss."
Right.
And this, that, and the other. Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're not gonna say that. Yeah.
When you think you're saying, "Well, I left because they didn't this, that, and that," you have to train yourself to be able to say, well, you have to be strategic and not say anything negative about the company. One, you don't know who, and you don't do that. So I love your advice, Tasha. I love your advice because
great advice.
If not asked, then don't bring it up. Yeah. But don't run from it. But I like the fact that don't focus on the negative. I love that because it's just probably better to say, well, we went in separate directions or something like that, instead of saying, that bitch stole from me,
Right. Don't say
that. So I love that advice. Terrence says, I'm not going through no playing games. I do not have time for that. I agree. Yeah. That part we all agree with because at our age, we got more time behind us than in front. Craig says about your advice, I agree 1,000% with this. Even if she asks, I'm going to be vague as possible. That includes why we broke up, body count, etc.
I see Craig's point, but me personally, I'm not. I'll be honest about me personally, because I can honestly say it wasn't really that negative. I didn't have a bad divorce or a negative. Okay. It was so I'm going to be honest about my ex with any woman and that I have met. If they ask, I'm gonna be honest. So I get it. You can be vague as possible, but I don't have to deal with that because I'm just going to be honest about it.
I'm fortunate too that I don't have bad breakup stories. I've actually been fortunate to actually remain friendly or courteous with women that so. I don't have that issue. Now body count and stuff.
Yeah, I ain't talking about that.
I joke a lot, but
I ain't talking about that.
And that's one of those questions. If I'm asked, how honest do you want me to be?
Right.
It's better to avoid that conversation. And I'm being so serious. I'm never gonna act. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm in my head. I'm assuming what I think the person body count is. Wrong or right, but I'm not holding it against them.
Right. And I'm not going to ever ask. I've never asked her body count, and I won't.
Me neither. I don't want to know that.
I don't want to know.
But I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I'm not going to form what I think it is, and that could change the more I get to know her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Once again, back to if I knock that pussy down night one, I'm going to start to think the body count might be high. You know what I'm saying? Cece says nobody wants to hear your past troubles. You know, now I agree with that. I could care less about why you broke up with the person and stuff like that. Y'all want to hear all that. Terrence says, I don't mind if a female talk about her ex. I ain't that nigga anyway.
I agree, Terrence. I agree with Terrence.
A question that will come up, though, just as long as you have a good, answer prepared, is why have you been single for so long? That will come up.
Yeah. Damn, Tasha, you own it tonight for sure.
Go ahead and understand. Prepare that answer.
You're right.
A little deviation.
You're right, because I have been asked that question, Tasha. Damn.
So this wasn't planned, but since you brought it up, this is a teachable moment. Mm-hmm. What is acceptable to say in that instance, Tasha, that you won't? All these new terms they got, and because what is it? What is the incident looking for then? How much do you detail you? Am I allowed to say, the shit that's happened over the past 10 years? I just can't stand it. You bitches don't take baths enough. You're a little too nasty for me and all kind of shit like that. How deep you want me to go?
I highly don't recommend that.
I'm joking.
I would. I mean, if that truly is like, if you want to say, I haven't been dating because I have found it navigating modern waters of dating has been very difficult for me. So I was unsure as far as what I wanted to do and the path I wanted to take and who I was looking for. But if you have dated casually in there, let me just go ahead and tell you, you're going to be a red flag either way. Let me just tell you off the rip, you're going to be a red flag, because if you have not been in a serious relationship in the last 5 years, and with your ages are going to work against you, you're going to be seen as a red flag.
Thank you for saying that.
So just as long as you have a good reason as far as why you've taken a step back, but do not say, don't jump into the whole gender war thing. Don't say that you bitches ain't made up your fucking minds. Y'all lipping and lapping on each other. Don't say that, okay?
Let me ask you this, Tasha. Why would that be considered a red flag for Black and I not to be in a relationship?
But I love his question. But I get where you're
saying. In the last years, I mean, why would that be considered a red flag?
Some women see it as a red flag that there's an issue with you.
Something must be
that
wrong
there's something wrong with you. That maybe your standards are too high, or that, let's just say, you have been in a relationship that it didn't last because of something that you did.
Guess what?
So not because I agree with it. I'm just saying that's the automatic.
No.
That's why I say I get it, and I have an additional one that's attached to me simply by virtue of where I live.
Yeah.
The moment that I say that I haven't been in a serious relationship and I live in Atlanta, Georgia, you know what pops in their head? Am I gay? Am I bi?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like Tasha said, well, what's wrong with you?
Right.
It's something that's crazy. Craig did ask a question for you, Ken. He says, would you want to know about her past since you're open and direct about yours?
Absolutely. I definitely would. I mean, and it wouldn't bother me because I think obviously you're only going to get their side of the story when it comes to their past relationship, but I would like to. I definitely. I think you want to know what type of relationships you've been in prior to now, and how did you maneuver them? How did they work? I don't need specific details, but I would like to know her relationship history. It's kind of like a Carfax. You know, when you buy a car, damn it, you gonna run a Carfax on and see
That's my dog.
what's been taken
Don't-
care
That's
of
my
or whatever.
dog. I need to know something.
So that be
Don't,
so
don't
yeah.
say that. Don't say
Oh no,
Carfax.
I'm not. No,
You
no,
might
I'm not
get
gonna say
cursed out
that.
in public. Don't
No,
say
no,
that.
no, no. Oh no.
You're right.
No, you're right, Tasha.
You're right.
I would
You're
never
right.
say what's your
I agree
car
with
or your
him.
whole facts or whatever. I would never say that, but in my mind, that's what I'm thinking.
Right.
As far as
I would say that
relationships.
term, and I'm being so. And again, I'm talking about somebody I'm seriously interested in. But I agree with my brother's point that we're not going to yada 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 who fucked you though.
Right.
Go,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Don't. No, we're not. There's no way I can get past. So if we're getting to know each other, and like you said, so what's your dating history? Because Tasha, I may also want to know. Well, why aren't you in a relationship? So you don't yada yada me now. Well, one thing then another, and here I am. Nah, bitch. Tell me something.
Right. Yeah. Don't gloss over. Don't gloss over
Right.
it now. Yeah. Let me
Now,
know
to
what's
what
up.
extent you want? I don't need you to go deep into the personal aspects of it, because that part I've never cared about. What he did and what he said, I don't want to hear that part. Generalize the past for me and give me the package, I got divorced and still my baby dad, whatever the fuck, but I don't need to know about his personality and where he took you and the reason what led up to that. I don't need to know all that part. But Cece says we're all grown and have body counts. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Y'all know me. I want a woman that has a decent body count on her. Don't get with me and then bitch talking about now you ain't done enough and you want to be experimenting. I need that, get all that shit out the way. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Number 3, always let them make the first move. Before I even go here, me too. Is this a factor? Then if somebody's giving you advice, always let them make the first move. I contend that this one, I want the woman to make the first move because too much is misread when it comes to dating. Where I live here in Atlanta, we're not doing the choosing. You have to get chose, but am I wrong? Help me out.
I don't know. This one's hard because it can work against you. Because I would say just try to read her body language. Is she like open for like a physical touch or something like that? Is she kind of giving like little hints and things like that? Or is she leaning away from you? Is she creating space? Like if you walk up next to her, is she walking a little bit away from you? This can really be a
and I got a question for my brother.
Work against you either way.
Kenny, I got a question for you on this one specifically. I have been out of the scene. I've not been to a sports bar, club kind of thing or whatever. So I'm truly out of the practice. And my brother, he says I'm outside. My brother.
I've been outside this summer. Yeah, I've been outside this summer. Yeah.
I'm curious, in that setting, did you make the first move or did she make the first move?
The particular young lady that I met back in May, actually, I walked up to her. She was sitting at the bar watching the game.
Nice.
So yeah, but for me, in normal settings, actually, this always worked for me when they did. It always worked better when they did. For me, for this particular dating advice, the ones that I always tried to choose, it never worked for me.
I'm on the other end because Tasha's been out with me. So to her point, what used to work, and again, I don't know if the shit works anymore, but I would look for that sign in some way, if I'm in a sports bar and you look over, I notice her, she notices me. I'm not jumping up at me because Tasha knows this. I don't do the whole club. I don't this that. But if I look enough and I think, every time in my head, then she is kind of looking, and I need something, but then I don't have a problem at that point making the first move. But when I moved here, all of that changed because making the first move was not received very well. And that's where, to Tasha's point, this one could get you in some trouble here. And it makes me so reluctant, especially if the woman is in a group setting. Even just that. She can even, but you know what I'm saying, Kenny?
I definitely know when they in a group, that can be sticky.
And so as a man, you're caught in that awkward position.
Right.
I have to, if I'm interested, I got to say something because I might not see this person again.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gathering up your courage, but even on the way over there, sometimes there's a look, of you, because maybe, I don't know, I'm not dressed right or whatever. And then if you do, excuse me, and now you're not just dealing with the person you're targeting, her onlookers as well. This one, that's what I said, this was crazy, Craig
Let
said,
me say this.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, please
I was
go
going to say that if you decide to do it in a group setting and she is, one in the group, yes, you got to deal with the board of directors. Offer to buy them a drink. Everybody, you don't have to buy everybody a drink. Kind of like,
hold on, you say offer to buy
buy the group a drink. Okay.
Buy the group a drink.
Mm.
So if not, you're gonna have to catch that antelope when it's off by itself, okay?
Yeah.
Now you're talking my language.
On the way to the bathroom, something.
Yeah.
She ain't ever gonna go by herself. So
and that's usually I'm a lion. I usually have to ambush her in that way to try to wait for my moment. But waiting many times I've lost the prey. Literally like a hunting game where you're waiting to separate them from the prey. I swear to God, I've been in that situation.
I have too.
Kenny, you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly. I have too. And it didn't work.
And then you think you got time. You just know you got time.
And then you done lost out. Yep.
And you mad at the motherfucker like, damn, I should have. This is a horrible position, ladies, for a man to be in.
I will say this, and in all seriousness, and maybe I could be wrong, but I would say this: if it's a group of 4 or more, leave them bitches alone. Don't go over there. Don't talk to them. Don't do none of that. 4 or more, leave them alone.
It's too many.
Because they could really not be out looking for men anyway, and that could really like agitate them. So,
damn, that's good advice. Okay,
that's why I wanted to do this show. It goes hand in hand. Craig says, I believe that women will give choosing signals. So in a sense, women do make the first move.
That's a good point, Craig.
That's where I'm at, Craig.
Yeah, that's a damn good point. Yeah.
But it's so fucked up because, anyway, I'm not going to belabor that point. But thank you, Tasha. You dropping some pearls here, McMack, on us. Okay. This one kind of go hand in hand. Some of them we maybe to skip over it. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but this was advice I guess people give is that don't be too available. It says, of course, no one wants to seem desperate, but let's be honest. If you actually like someone, what's wrong with showing it? Canceling dinner with a friend you see every week to grab last-minute tacos with a new crust isn't a crime. Availability doesn't kill attraction. Indifference does. So this thing is bad advice when somebody says don't be too available. But I've already established for me, I'm attracted to a little bit of resistance.
I want the person that I'm interested in. If I'm interested and attracted to you, I want you to be available. I do.
What about too available?
It would make myself available.
What if the woman is too available to the point of this that I had plans, but I want to go with you. If that's always the case, is that too available?
That's kind of touchy. Yeah, I get that because you don't. Yeah, because you still want that person to be able to do their own thing, and you don't. Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
that can.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a fine line you have
That's
to
what I'm talking
walk. But that also believes in. I mean, that also you know it depends on the interest level too, as well. If you really interested in them and you like spending time with them, I think that won't be an issue.
Yeah.
But even then, though, it will get to a point like you know what, I dig her, but like damn.
And the other part
I need her
about
to do her
is
own thing. You know, we ain't got to be
right.
doing this all
I'm
the time.
attracted to a woman that has her own. And the other part about that is if she always gives up her.
Yes, I don't want her to do that.
Do the same.
Yeah, don't give up what you got going on. Yeah, Tasha, you speak on this, Tasha, as a woman.
Oh man, I'm sorry, but I got plans. Let's do something.
Yeah,
we got a new.
I don't want her to. Yeah, I don't want her to cancel plans and stuff that she got going on. That's why I kind of rather date women with kids.
Ooh, not me.
Me personally, I do. I'd rather date a woman with kids.
Oh my God. Yeah, my brother.
But Tasha, I need to let you go. Me personally.
I want to read this comment. We got a new viewer, Jimby Jones. Welcome to the.
What's up, Jimby?
Jimby says, "I can talk to anybody, man or woman, but as soon as I find a woman attractive, I freeze up and have a hard time socializing. My self-esteem go messed up by getting cheated on by my ex-fiance. Any tips?"
That's
so
heavy.
I want to ask Jim because you might be the valuable Jim that I've been looking for as a viewer. But you said I can talk to anybody, man or woman. When you say talk to anybody, are you talking about just in conversation, or are we talking about are you open to dating men or women? If not, I would love to hear your perspective because you would bring such a uniqueness to it. But you're saying that because, and the reason why I'm reading this, how you say is, but as soon as I find a woman I'm attracted to, I freeze up and have a hard time socializing. Why?
He says his self-esteem got messed up by getting cheated on by his ex-fiance.
Oh, man.
Jimby, the advice I would give is for you is you just got to put yourself out there.
That up. He said,
I just want to date. Okay, gotcha, Jimby.
Okay.
I think the cheating part is something that I think you haven't really got over yet. But I think once you get past that, I think you'll be okay. Obviously, you just got to put yourself out there and don't talk every woman up as your ex.
What I was gonna say. But
every woman ain't your ex. So so just put yourself out there.
Tasha's take on. I agree with Kenny 1,000%. It's traumatizing. Look, for the record, Jimby, I've been cheated on.
Yeah, me too.
And you're new to the show, and I was a motherfucking Mac Daddy and still got cheated on. This was at a time when I was slim, sexy, and the man, and she still stepped out and let somebody beat that pussy. But to Kenny's point, I look at every woman individually. I don't assume that she's going to cheat, but I would love to hear a woman's point of view because you said you want any tips. So Tasha, what would you say to Jimby as far as freezing up when he approached women because of past indiscretion by a fiance? And this was a fiance, he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's deep.
Mm-hmm. I would say this: don't overthink it. It's like don't immediately going into something else. Don't get distracted by the appearance, because that doesn't necessarily equate to that's going to be like a great person. So just continue, be yourself, keep it light. Don't try to be too serious. But if you're able to socialize with men or women normally, even if it is somebody who's super attractive, just keep it light and just see like where the conversation goes. Rely on your personality.
I love that. You sound like you're very personable, Jimby. So
right.
You know what? And we're going to come to this about kind of letting it form naturally. And I think because you sound like a personable person, just go into it with little expectation, and then hopefully organically it will lead to that. And the more you know somebody, you're going to trust them anyway. Cece give you a little advice. She says, ouch, but you can get past that. Evidently, she wasn't the right one for you. There's someone out there that would appreciate you. I agree. And Kenny, Cece said you have some advice. Jimmy says, happy I ran across your channel, subbed and liked the video. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate that, Jimmy. Much love.
Come back at any time. And also, the invitation is always, a lot of people, I say this all the time, nobody take me up on it. You're welcome to come on the show if you want to. Just let me know, and I will send you the link for the next show. Craig says, when two people are interested in one another, I think being too available kind of goes out the window. When you're interested in someone, you make time for that person, especially when it's new.
I agree, Craig.
I agree.
Oh, okay, but on this, be careful because women may see it as love bombing on the front end.
Kasha,
explain love bombing. Explain that?
Love bombing meaning that you're always available. You constantly, like, all of the reassurance, all of the great things of a relationship are crammed all in the very beginning. You're always there, constant dates, constant phone calls, constant communication. They just always just like think of you. Just be careful because somebody might consider it. If you don't plan on keeping up that same level throughout your entire relationship,
I like that.
Think of it as love bombing.
I like that.
Damn it, Tasha. That's why we need you here. This is why we need you here.
Once again, I'm gonna tell you why you got the.
I never thought of that.
Up. No, it's because I have even said, whatever energy you start, you have to be.
You have to be consistent and keep it up.
And I actually know couples who, at the very beginning, the fruits and the picnics and the this, that, and the other, and now once you get past whatever that stage is, now you slack off. I didn't know that was called a thing. So when you said love bombing earlier, like, I'm trying to process this shit. Okay, interesting. Yeah, great advice.
Because it can like, you have a really hot start to a relationship and it fizzles out really quick.
Right.
So just try to sustain it.
I like that. And again, this is why, Craig, for me, I'm only putting emphasis on the word too available. I agree with everything you said, but this is why I say I like a little resistance, because I need to miss the person for me. I like Tasha says, it would kill me if early on in the stage I see too much of you, hear too much of you, and I don't want anybody to be the first person I hear, and I don't want to be responsible for having to give you a wake-up text and a wake-up call and a go-to-bed text and go-to-bed call. That's okay in the beginning when I'm trying to get the pussy, but please let that shit level off to some sense of normalcy.
Boy.
Cece says, Jim B, we have real conversations over here, and glad you stopped by. Please continue. Cece said, I've been out of the dating game for so long, I'm glad I don't have to know.
I know that's right, Cece. It really, it's damn near like taking a college course. Real talk.
I never thought at 57, I gotta relearn how to date.
You and me both. And me at 56. I gotta
relearn how to date out here. Like, it's not easy stepping back out here, y'all. I'm telling you, shit. What about this one? Opposites attract. Remember now, this article is saying that that's bad advice. They saying it's a cliche. The neat freak falls in love with the slob, or the high achieving accountant with the out of work actor. Although those sappy rom-coms love to portray this as a bliss, reality paints a starker picture. So is this bad advice when somebody says, or do you even believe in this, that opposites attract?
Yeah, that'll breed resentment real fucking quick.
Cece said she had to take a course, she a flunk.
Okay, so Tasha said that would breed resentment. Kenny, you agree? This is bad advice. That opposite.
I think this one is kind of outdated. I don't necessarily think that opposites attract, but it also depends on when you say what are you talking about? You talking about in how they, is one person an introvert, is one an extrovert,
right?
Is one person, like you just said, one sloppy and one is a neat freak. I guess it kind of does make sense, but it just depends on how you look at it.
Right. I've always subscribed to this. And in many ways, it actually worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been attracted to someone, to your point, Kenny, so I'm trying to say it the right way. Their morals and principles can't be opposite.
I agree with that.
But
right.
I'm okay with their interests and hobbies, things like that, being opposite. I'm back to my same point about I'm attracted to a woman that is independent and has her own thing. I'm perfectly fine. And I usually find myself drawn to somebody that doesn't necessarily do all the things I do. You don't have to love football for me to be in a relationship with you. Right. I actually relish in saying, hey, baby, let me teach you, because a lot of the women I've dealt with, this is a stupid ass game. I'm using this as an example.
Right.
They just run it up and down until you take the time and say, well, I've introduced many women to football because they hated it. And now, they didn't understand why on Sundays, well, why the fuck are you so glued to watching football all day? Right. And I know this is your lane, brother.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But now when it comes to principles, that is where we need to align, because on the serious things, how you raise children, shit like that, I'm an ass beater. I couldn't be with this new tradition of the timeout shit. I'm just saying,
and I couldn't be with an ass beater.
See, so
no, I actually could, because I'm not. I guess I could, I just leave the house when she beating the ass. I'd be in the garage with she beating the ass.
But see, you make it work, man.
Right, true. Because I did, because my ex-wife, she whooped, and I did.
But you said she was a disciplinarian.
She was the disciplinarian. I wasn't.
I would be the disciplinarian in a relationship.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of real good comments here. Cece says, right, Lee, I don't want a copy of myself. Have your own thoughts. Cece, what it ended with me real bad. What's the scene in Coming to America? What do you want to do? Whatever you want to do.
Right, yeah.
I could never be
with whatever you like. Yeah.
I could never. I need you to challenge. Me and Tasha are our best friends because we're opposite on so many ways, and we argue over the smallest shit. We'd be standing there, Black, that's a dumbass movie you picked last time. I'm picking this movie. We had to balance out. You picked this. I'm attracted to people who are independent and think different than me. Craig says, I think it's better for two people to have more things in common than to be completely opposite of you. I think you get along better. So
I agree, Craig.
But on important things, religion, views on marriage, babies, child rearing,
right,
like that. To their example, no, you can't be doing fucking cocaine and fucking with me,
right? No, that ain't happening over here.
Right,
yeah.
So now they gonna do that. CC says you need to be teachable on both parts. We may not like certain things because we haven't experienced them. Beautiful point. Jimby says, I fell down the red pill rabbit hole after my breakup, but never really agreed with the ideology. I find it sucks to paint everyone with a broad brush. Not every woman is like X. Everyone is unique.
That's true.
Well said. Perfectly well said. And exactly. So absolutely, you're already on the road to recovery,
right,
brother, and just keep doing your thing. But this one, I agree with bits and pieces of opposites attract, I would say.
Tasha, what you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tasha, what you think about that?
Well, she did say right before we did it with
I said at the beginning that it breeds resentment. Like it can breed resentment, like if it's somebody like that's opposite of you, because let's say like you're an extrovert, that person's an introvert, like a homebody. And if they keep telling you, like if you want to keep going out or you want to do certain things, they keep telling you no, you're gonna eventually be like, you never fucking want to do it again.
I got you. Or you're boring. You just I got you. Okay.
So it's just one of those things. One thing though that I do think is, and I don't know if it's gonna come up later on, something that is gonna come up like in the dating, it is like the traditional roles, the male and woman roles. How do you view relationships? What are your thoughts on 50-50? You're gonna have to be able to navigate that conversation because that may come up.
Oh
What do you think about this?
Oh yeah. So, I'm sure that's in this list.
Let me tell you one phrase: do not say to a modern woman, because you will trigger the shit out of her. If you call her big money or misguided, you gonna get blocked so fucking quick. If you mention her finances, you're gonna get blocked.
I'm glad I have never done that, and I never will.
So if you say you call a woman big money,
or she got it,
quick.
or she got it,
yeah, you get blocked real quick.
What's wrong with saying a woman is?
I would say don't do it, brother. Don't. I've never done it.
I will give you the thought process behind it. The thought process behind it that women have expressed is that if a man says that to you, that means that he's cheap. He won't spend any money, and he doesn't have it, and he's gonna resent you because you're gonna have more money than he does. So just don't utter that fucking phrase to a woman.
I've never done it, and I never will. But now that you definitely put it out there, I damn sure ain't gonna do that.
I swear to God, I've done it.
I haven't.
I swear to God, I've done. The last thing the last time I was on, what closest thing resembled a date, I said it then. My nephew and his wife came up, and we all went out to a club, and she invited her friend, and the friend paid for bottle service, and we get in there, and it was, the typical club kind of thing. And she says, well, she whips out a black card, and she says, well, hey, I do this every weekend. And I looked at the bill when they ordered like some food and stuff, and I swear to God, I listen, you big money, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't mean it offensively. I meant it as a compliment.
Oh no. I understand that, but it doesn't matter if you mean it as a compliment or not. It's gonna be it's gonna be taken as it's gonna be taken as a negative.
I see that. And I'm you know what? I see that. And maybe because I didn't end up fucking her, I'm sure she probably, after the fact, probably said his ass was cheap anyway, and blah 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 blah. But she, for the record, folks, she did want some dick. I didn't want to give her no dick.
That is not the point of the conversation.
I'll just say it. So both of my people that left off camera, folks, so
I'm here. Sorry, okay. I'm here.
No, that's cool. Which you made me jump around to some of the ones which, since you talked about, you thought whether it would come up or not about the roles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of one that is in that role that is bad advice that they're saying that men should pay for everything. This consensus on this article is now saying that that's bad advice. So I jumped to this one because many of the social media posts that I see suggest that this is what they want.
It
Men
is what they want.
pay for everything, but this is saying that's bad advice.
That article is lying to you.
Okay, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because you even said earlier that if you're approaching a group of women, that a good rule of thumb, so to speak, is to buy
the whole group of drink.
So Tasha, tell us, why is they're saying men should pay for everything? Help us out.
Okay. Yes. That is the thought process that majority of women are that you're going to run across, that men should pay for everything.
Okay.
Now, and that's because you're dating, you're going to be seen as you're the man. That is a role traditionally that they want you to have, especially if you're courting them. You want to take them out. You're going to be expected to plan the date, and it can't be no regular shit. You're going to be the one that expected to plan it, and not only plan it, but give options in the event one of the items on the date gets shot down or something like that. So just have options. But more importantly, you may run across some women that may offer like towards like the tip or something, like on the like on the ticket or something. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that though, because if you let them
Ooh.
leave the tip, that
Ooh.
still may be like the last time you hear from that person. So
Ooh.
it is a
Ooh.
game. It is
Now,
a game.
Tasha, is that
Ooh.
on when you say that? Are you talking about on a first date or like the first couple of dates that you
Oh,
don't, or
for
is that
until you were actively like in a relationship with that person.
exclusive? Then that's the way it's okay.
Yes, just
Gotcha.
Wow,
understand.
wow, 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 wow.
Unless, and it will be rare, unless she heavily insists on paying, don't fall for it, because it, unfortunately, it's a test.
Mm.
I'm gonna fail on this one unless I
I know.
truly,
I know.
I'm giving unless I truly grow to accept this in some kind of way. I'm gonna struggle to process this one, McMack and Kenny and family, because I'm just not an advocate of that. Yeah, you know. And then you even telling me that, wait a minute, if I take this bitch to a restaurant and I'm spending $100 or more, and on she might want to see me again, that even if she says, well, I'll get the tip and I'll let her get it, that now she gonna go home and say, cheap motherfucker.
Oh, she'll block you probably before the end of the date.
Yeah, that's the world. That's the world we live in, brother Black.
I'm
That's where we
struggling
at,
with that
bro.
one, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that one, y'all. I ain't even got. I've even said I can't afford these women out here now. And
I
again,
agree.
so when you talk about Tasha planning multiple places and it got to be somewhere nice and shit, I've already shared with you. Waffle House is a great fucking first date.
Black, do not take anybody to the fucking Waffle House, because then we're gonna see videos of you plastered all across social media. Do not do that.
And this is the one that I've been wrestling with in my singleness, because this was one of the reasons why I wasn't really wanting to date, because financially I felt like I wasn't in a position to date.
I get you.
Just you know what I'm saying? Because as being in my age group, Black and I, if I'm interested in a woman and I want you to go out, hell, I'm supposed to pay for it. That's just that's how I'm programmed.
Right.
But then too, some situations financially I had, I was like, you know what, man? And then you read all the ish on social media, Tasha, to go to what you're saying. You read all the stuff you see from women saying like, oh, this nigga, I don't want no cheesecake factory.
Right.
Yeah, or if you ain't got no money, if you ain't got your money up, you don't need to be dating. But I'm sitting here like, well, damn, I'm a hardworking man too. I don't deserve to date and find love too. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I've been on the sideline for such a long time.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this one.
Well, that's what it's one of those things where it's going to be important to really like get to know that person on the front end, and what and what they like. There's a few ways, like a few things in there that you can kind of like, ease them into it a little bit, like do like an activity, do something, go to like a fucking escape room or something, do something like that, but or say, I don't know, like this, I heard about this Black Restaurant Week or something like that, something where maybe it'll make it like a little bit more affordable. Like there's different things to try to fix. Hey, what's your favorite restaurant? Just try to like get that like on the front end.
The only way for me this would work is I would have to have some alternatives to feel at least I got a fighting chance, because this is one been clearly, because Craig says, he said, Ken, I'm in the same boat.
I feel you, brother.
Now
I feel you.
Your this is your.
I agree with that too, CZ.
Superior, in my opinion.
I agree.
She also tells me no Waffle House, no Wendy's, no Mickey D's.
No, none of that.
CC, I don't put Waffle House on the same level as Wendy's and Mickey D's. Waffle House is a great freaking restaurant to sit down and talk and have a breakfast meal and get to know somebody.
After you done drunk up a whole bunch of damn alcohol.
You don't have to be drunk to go to Waffle House. I got Waffle House in here.
You want to go to dinner at the show? Let's go to Waffle House at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I get it. I get it, but
and I like Waffle House. Don't get it twisted. I like Waffle House. I love Waffle House.
It's the same level as Wendy's and stuff. I really
I get it.
And I swear to God, I'm gonna take your advice, even though I would grit my teeth behind it. But Craig says this is a big topic with dating.
Yeah, it is.
Cool is if I ask a woman out on a date, I pay. But on a similar note, what is everyone's opinion of 50-50? So, Craig, I'm struggling with this
topic on a date.
See, it's Tasha's good, but Craig, I'm with you. I'm struggling with this one because I'm not comfortable with I have to pay for everything during some period until we get to a place where now you like me, and I can start. I'm struggling with this one. I'm being
I get your point, Black, because I agree with you. I struggle with that too. It's like if we got to shell out all the finances and we don't really know if you like us, shit, we didn't just throw away a whole bunch of money for nothing. I struggle with that too, to a certain extent.
Everybody's not going to be worthy of a date. So unless this is somebody that you are actually like seriously interested in, that you really like, I would say don't, like maybe test the waters, like in the beginning, like when you're talking, ask them like, so like, what do you, like, I don't even want to give you this advice, but so the whole coffee date thing, that is so controversial. Again,
it is.
That's where I've been hearing. And
just ask, would you like to meet me for coffee? If they say no, it's not my thing, just have something else in mind. Or just say, hey, what would be a better, something light that we could do, to initially, to initially meet.
I love your advice. And so for me, depending on how she answered, that could for me be the breaking point for me.
Exactly.
Because if right off the bat, to Cece's point, you talking about Ruth Chris, and that's your recommendation for the first date, and I don't know you yet. That's gonna be rejected.
That and I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that, because I mean that is a question for you that can truly root out if the person is really interested in you or is looking for something else.
I swear to God, on a serious note, I'm taking y'all advice. And you got me thinking there's bowl, and there's a lot of shit to do here, I know, for example, but I'm just uncomfortable with if the first dates is someplace where it's that overboard in terms of financially, and we still just kind of trying to get to know each other kind of deal. Right. So I'm going to concede that, okay, not Waffle House. I'll even go so far as to say maybe if you don't want to do coffee, but it needs to be something that I'm comfortable with too, whether it's bowling or something where we can grab a little bite. I need to be able to talk to you. Well, that, because look, no, I'm struggling with that one. Craig says Waffle House is a good date late night when everything's closed and you just want a meal and a conversation.
That's dinner and a show. Ain't no fucking meal and a conversation.
See, Craig,
somebody's gonna be fighting, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Here's a good one, y'all. That I've heard this as advice, and we said at the beginning that traditional dating, we think it's died out. What about when people tell you love finds you when you stop looking? Because Kitty said. Kitty said so I take it that you think that's a bullshit.
I think that's a whole lot of BS. Me
Tasha,
personally.
you ain't looking. So you think love finds you when you're not looking?
Hell, I'm not looking, but I'm also not making eye contact with anybody. So if somebody is, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even looking at anybody.
I definitely think this is bad advice. And,
Yeah.
I have to, mind you, I'm seeing this for the first time, like you guys.
Hey, Black, that's like you unemployed and you trying to get a job.
Exactly.
But you ain't looking, and a job just gonna fall in your lap.
Knock on your door.
That shit don't work like that.
So I will say this
example.
though. I think it may have some merit in this sense that some people are heavily looking for love.
Yes.
Looking for the right person, that they are a revolving fucking door, and the desperation is reeking from them. So I think that could apply in this sense.
Now that part I agree with you. I agree with you. You can't reek of desperation.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think there's a logic in not overstressing yourself. That I'm gonna use myself as an example. I do want somebody. I know I want a situationship, but I'm not out here miserable because I don't have
one. Right.
I have a quality of life that I enjoy, and I don't leave the house. I gotta find somebody. But to Kenny's point, an example of a job finding you when you ain't looking for a job, I know that that's not gonna happen either. I recognize that because I work from home, my options of even finding somebody have dried the fuck up. When I was working in an office, and every Friday, we as a group would kind of go to this little Mexican restaurant. I met people. The opportunities was there. Right. You know, I know, Tasha, your circumstances, when you wasn't working from home, dick was thrown in your face every fucking day, you know? But when you work from home,
it's different.
It becomes access, you know.
Right, access. Good.
You know, that look, there is no access, you know, that the bitch upstairs that makes you dirty bitch, you stomping around even while I'm doing the show. I hope you fucking die. So I hate that bitch upstairs, but
let me give you some other advice. Don't tell nobody for a long time that you do social media shows, because if they find these episodes, you don't get in trouble.
I'm saying the access, the choices I got, you know, this dirty bitch upstairs. All I want from her is a loud thump, followed by weeks of a stench that we discover her rotting body. That's what I want from that bitch.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Oh boy.
You gonna be the first door they knock on.
Right. You gonna be on the first 48.
They don't know I hate her.
You gonna be in that interrogation room on the first 48. They gonna be bringing you a 3-piece from church. They gonna be bringing you a 3-piece.
Actually good. You know, Tasha, you mentioned this. I got somebody made a comment on. Cece says, "Wow, boy. Actually, she's actually not that bad. She's actually not that bad." I was going overboard that working from home, I don't see anybody, I don't know anybody. My day, even with my blinds open, I'm looking out, nobody passes my door. So I'm not even in the kind of apartment where my apartment is situated, where I see women. The other apartments, I did see women coming and going all the time. So at least I can kind of hit on these bitches. I don't even got nobody to hit on in the way. So that's my first step, even forcing myself to go out where I at least have an opportunity to meet somebody. And that's the one thing I miss about working in an office. I love working from home, but I do miss access to people. You know, I do miss that a little bit. Craig says, I agree with this. I think when you're not looking, you do seem to meet people when you're least expecting it. I agree, Craig. If you in your circumstances where you might have access, I'm not going to meet anybody when I'm not looking, because 90% of my time is in these walls, when I run my errands on the weekend and stuff. We talked about this earlier. Even if I saw somebody I'm interested in, I'm reluctant to approach Craig because either they're in a group or they're in the wrong setting, or I'm afraid if I open the door, if I grab their elbow, that it's going to turn into a scene in public. And so that's what I say, it's a horrible situation. Says, yes, Lee, you have to get out more. That's my first step, CC, that I know I got to get out more to even give myself a chance to, and I've had this conversation with Tasha. I thought about, well, what kind of groups could I join? A cooking group to start going to the track or something. I'm not going to do church or nothing, but I've got to get out to meet some people some kind of way. She says, that's how I met my hubby, Craig, and I wasn't looking. I guess it was fate. But I'd like to know, CC, where did you meet him? You wasn't looking. So, but where were you at that you guys crossed paths enough that something had to spark? Craig says, you disagree, Ken? Didn't you tell us you had 3 women interested in you? And you wasn't even looking?
Yeah, but Craig, but 2 of them, I could care less. I didn't need to see them motherfuckers. To be honest with you, 2 of them, 2 out of the 3, they could have stayed where they were at, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, my bad. I said that out loud, didn't I?
Y'all just ain't gonna do it. You know,
we're trying to learn. We're trying to learn,
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Craig. You're right. But 2 of them, I would have never had to see them ever in my lifetime. I would be cool.
We're gonna skip over this one because Tasha already told us this was horrible advice. Wait 3 days before calling. I agree with that on both fronts. I'm with you. Man or woman, if I've had what I think is a good date and I don't hear from you over a period to at least say, hey, I enjoyed the date, blah, 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 I'm going to assume anyway, okay, it wasn't what I thought it was, and move on. And then certainly as a man, I'm not waiting no days, Cece says, I was working at a bar. There you go, CC. And he came in talking to me, and we had a great conversation. He came back for weeks until he asked. So I love that, but he had to go somewhere to see you, and then struck a little conversation. I remember when I first got divorced, CC, and my first date, now it went badly, but that's kind of how I introduced myself, even into the dating scene way back when I got divorced. A girl was working at Target and I was attracted. I didn't know what the fuck to say. I went in there every day buying just dumb shit just to get in her line. And slowly but surely, you're here again. And it struck up a conversation. I think back to that moment, like I was fucking like a 30-year-old man buying candy bars and shit just to get a date with this bitch. But okay, that's what it took.
That you say that, I think
that's pretty dope though, that you did that.
I did.
Me personally, that's dope.
With the exception of one relationship, every relationship I've been in, I met somebody because I was at work and they came into where I work.
See? And that's why
it's about access. Yeah, it's about access.
That's why I said, that's the one thing I miss.
Yeah.
We working from home,
Right.
Get your part-time job.
No, I'm too lazy for that.
Okay, well, hell, I tried. I'm done. Don't say I didn't try.
I know what you said. What about this one, y'all? Never kiss on a first date. I wanted to draw this one because I'm gonna go beyond kissing. I'm gonna go all. This is 2025. We're almost in 2026.
We grown.
Forget the kissing.
Right.
What about this as a rule? Seriously, Tasha. To not kiss, but I'm gonna go all the way. Don't fuck on a first date.
Don't. If you're serious and not gonna. If you're seriously like looking to be in a relationship, don't try that on the first date.
So you say if you're serious, you should.
Yeah. Unless she is open to it, unless she like is initiating it a little bit, don't you do it.
Okay.
So you're talking about
so if the woman initiates it, then okay,
right,
cool.
that's fine.
But
if she's not initiating it, don't do it. Maybe like a
But I
little
want to be clear. You saying don't initiate a kiss or don't try to fuck?
Yeah, don't try to kiss, don't try to fuck.
If I don't try
Maybe
Okay.
you could do like a little kiss on the cheek, like a light kiss on the cheek or something. Definitely don't try to kiss him on the mouth. You're gonna be gas might get hit the case. So don't do that. Okay. So
yeah.
So I can't try to fuck on the first date?
Definitely don't do that. You'll never hear from her again.
I've always never done that anyway. Even when I was younger, I never really did that on the first date. I'm trying to kiss and I'm trying to smash. I never did that anyway. So I'm cool with this one. Now by the third date, we're gonna be smashing or something.
I disagree. I'm trying to do it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. If she resists, my respect for her is gonna go up, but I'm definitely trying.
I'm not trying. I'm really going. Me personally,
you're not even trying.
No, I'm not. I'm really gonna play off of her vibes, like Tasha said. If I feel her vibes is like she with it, then I'm letting her kind of be the coach. She calling the plays. That's me.
I want to know what you do. I wish Terrence was still on here too. I'm trying to fuck.
No, not if you no. No. Don't do that. We for real gonna see a video about you on social media. Don't do that. Or you gonna make it to the T app. Shit, you gonna be on the T app with all them red flags.
I said I'm going to, but I'm gonna try. Cece said, "Give it a church hug." No, I'm not. No.
Yeah,
that's what I do. That's what I do, CC. That's what I do, CC. I do the church. I do the church. I do the side. I do the church hug, the side hug. Yeah. All right, baby. I had a good time, man. You make sure you let me know you made it home safe. Yeah.
Oh, see. Okay, for me, you ain't got to do a church hug. You'll hug me full on. It squeeze me a little bit. Hold on.
So you want a good squeeze and a good touch, but I'm supposed to stop right there?
I'm just saying, Black. I'm saying, don't be trying to do what you be trying to do. I'm just saying, it's not. I'm talking about for me. I can only speak for me. You can give me a hug full on,
Okay.
But for me, honestly, I would be the one to initiate it anyway. So
okay. On a serious note, Cece, Tasha, I do want to ask a question on this same subject. If a guy in this day and age does show that restraint, perfect gentleman, respectful, how are you viewing him? Because you have this thing about, oh, he's a simp. You know what my fear is here? That I'm falling into the friend zone or a victim, oh, this nigga just took me out and paid for all this and he didn't even try to do anything. I got me one. So I'm really asking on a serious note to draw the line between that whole respect and giving a nice hug and had a good time. Where do you see, for how you view it, that when a guy, you didn't even try to kiss on the first date?
But I'm not going to be the one to sit there and say a man is a simp anyway for acting like a gentleman. So it's not something for me that's how I would view it. That mindset is going to come in with how they view the date initially anyway. Are they even being serious about the date? Were they on time? How did it go? What was the conversation leading up to the date? Like that whole, it's not just that one action, like how did the overall date go? Was she on her phone the whole time?
Well, I get you. Certain things like that. I'm talking about great date, Tasha. Phones are down, great conversation, great energy, whatever you guys decided on doing. And now it's the end of the night. And I know for you, I'm putting you really, because you driving probably your separate car, because I know you. That's why I said I want to know where you stand. And Cece, I want your opinion, because she kind of gave me something here. But again, all right, you walk in, you're out, because now you get in your car, and the guy just, I enjoyed that. He doesn't even try anything. Great date, great energy, eye-to-eye contact. You say you're not calling him a simp. Okay, take yourself out of it now. For how you believe it's seen. I just want your opinion, how you believe it's seen out here. does the guy get another date? Does he come off okay? Because I find women now way more forward now, and I guess I'm thinking they're expecting you to, and then you even said you want a full-on hug. So if the guy's hugging you, he squeezed your ass.
No, now wait a minute. I didn't say nothing about squeezing my ass. I didn't say nothing about that. I said, but
that's what I consider a hug. How about hug you and not squeeze your ass?
I didn't say nothing about squeezing my ass. No, just a full. But I would be initiating the hug. That's what I'm talking about. I would initiate the hug. So, but as far let's just say taking me out of it, it was a great date. Everything went great, and you get to the end of it. You either drop her off, or she gets in her car, or she gets an Uber. You get her Uber, whatever it is, whatever you decide there. Like, I enjoyed myself. Then you would still be seen like, wow, that was a great day. Like, that was refreshing from what normally happens. Not a simp, not anything like that. It was a great day. Don't let some of the shit that you be seeing on social media fool you, okay? Don't let that small little pool.
No.
You know
why I'm loving this? Because what y'all are saying to me, I swear to God, on the souls of my two brothers, why I'm loving this conversation and your advice for you at CC. I know how I am, but y'all are making me understand that a lot of traditional dating hasn't gone away. Hasn't gone away. To be perfectly honest with you, I would relish and welcome having a great date without the pressure of sex. Y'all might think I'm joking.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
But I became this way because of what was presented to me, and it was transactional. But y'all are making me truly appreciate that there are still women out there that would appreciate a great date, a great conversation, and let that end on itself. I swear to you, because that's the women that I don't know if y'all are hearing what I've been telling you. Those are the ones I ended up being in relationship with that wouldn't let me go to that extent. And that made me go home and like, well, damn, she wouldn't even let me X, Y, and Z, because now I do want to see her. So I'm thanking you for saying that. And that's where, again, I'm out of it. I'm out of the loop. So I'm loving this, CC, you're right. I've taken it, but that's what's been expected, that when they come through that look, if I had to go there. Cece says, not at all. I enjoy that kind of date. Cece said, that kind of man intrigues me, shows he respects my feelings, So, yeah, I hope I meet that woman. But Terrence, like me, says I've broken that rule several times. I'm assuming, Terrence, you're talking about not just kissing on the first date, knocking them down on the first date.
You know what? I've never knocked one down on the first date.
Wow.
Never. No.
Craig is with you. Craig was with. He said, "I'm the same as Ken. I've never done it, but I did impress a girl one time by kissing her on the hand at the end of the date."
I'm not, but I will say this: it's not. I done smashed somebody, but we wasn't on no date. But first time I met him, but as far as like officially on the first date, I've never smashed off the first date.
And I have, and again, it was a great date, and it was a natural ending to it. That I'm not being serious here, where it was a great date, and that moment came, and it was a little hesitancy, so and I got the green light. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong. And me personally, as a man, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't look down on it, And
if y'all both cool with
Lord
it.
knows I didn't think any lesser of
her,
woman.
right?
No, I really didn't. And then, even in those instances, we're attracted to each other. We're grown. We know what it is. Okay, let's go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Tasha, we're gonna skip this because you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. Don't talk about money. Now they're saying that this is bad advice. Not talk about money. I'm gonna disagree a little bit. You said don't use the comment to the woman, big money, this, that, and the other.
Oh, she got it. She got it.
I only got one question on this one. While it says don't talk about money, how far are you supposed to go though to have some idea about their financial status because like we talked about their dating history, I don't want you to yada 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 over the fact that give me some. Is it okay to know some idea where you're at financially? Because if I'm seriously consider dating you, if I'm interested, I don't want to find out too far down the road that you in a shitload of debt and you're behind in your rent and shit like that. So what is acceptable here?
Yeah, definitely don't ask that, bitch.
No,
Are
I'm
you
not
about
saying,
to get
no, I'm not saying
addicted?
asking. No, I'm not saying asking, but
I would do it like this. I would
that's
phrase
what I
it in
want
a
to know.
way of like, I would find out like, okay, you know, like, oh, do you work? Like, where do you work? I would say, you know, say it like that. That way you can, you know, you can go online and find out how much somebody makes now based off of wherever they say that they work. Like you can just Google the shit. So just kind of, you know, like leave it at that. I would not get into specifics of their salary. No, I wouldn't get into like too specific about like if they have like debt, like student loans or anything like that. I would find out like, you know, oh, well, did you go to college? Oh, okay, where did you go? You know, like, you know, there's ways to find out the information on like get those type of questions. You know, if you decide like you're not going to ride together, oh, did you drive here? You know, oh, you know, something, you know, like something like that.
And that's why I said I wouldn't ask it I really would.
Right.
But I don't think I should avoid.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Black, because I think eventually that's going to come up in conversation, and I can speak on this, you know, from the young woman, the young lady that I've been speaking with. This came up and it came up because of our professions. Because I told her, look, this is what my background is, and I said most women are going to make more money than me anyway because of the profession that I chose. And I just kind of gave her a breakdown of my career and where I started, and this is how much money I make. And she was like, "Ooh, oh my, what? That's all?" So I kind of gave her an idea of So I let her know, hey, look, I'm comfortable with any woman that's making money. I don't want your money anyway. But I'm just letting you know this is where I'm at, and I'm secure in my manhood. For any woman that's you're probably gonna make more money than me anyway. So it's all good.
I live in Atlanta. To your point, Kenny, I recognize this with no not being false. The women that I'm going to meet in my age group, they're likely going to be making more money than me.
Oh yeah, I know they in our age group definitely making more money.
And to Tasha's point, a lot of women have more than one job.
Yeah, they have more one stream of income. You're right.
You know, it's just a given. You know, and call it whatever you want to. I really don't want to work two jobs. You know, I've made more money than what I'm making now. I'm able to do my thing, but yeah, so you know that's why again I want to be able to at least have some idea. Terrence says if I spend too much, we fucking after that. Terrence,
Terrence said, we smashing. If I spend too much,
for sure.
Terrence, okay.
Craig says that was the question about 50-50, such as paying bills. So I agree with you there, Craig. Now, I wouldn't ask this, Craig, about 50-50 on necessarily the first date, unless we got deep in conversation. But before I got serious, this is where that would come up to. I want to know what her thoughts are on going 50-50, because once again, I don't believe the man should pay for everything.
I agree.
You know,
I agree with that.
Black, let me tell you this too. If you go to a restaurant, don't be making comments about the prices out loud. Keep that to yourself.
Black probably gonna be
talk
saying
about
what?
it in the car amongst yourselves.
You know what, Tasha? I can see my brother. He be like, Oh, the hell I am paying for no goddamn $75 steak. You must
Black,
got me fucked up. I can hear Black say, oh, you got me fucked up. I ain't paying no $80 for no steak.
I think that would be my valid real reaction in that moment. Like,
I know it would.
I'm like, $75 for a steak? You know, how many steaks they bringing me?
Do not make a comment that or about how much the drinks are. Do not make a comment in that moment. Bottle it.
Oh
Okay,
man.
talk about it in the car amongst yourselves, okay?
He says, right, Tasha, of course, you not at the top.
At all, okay? At all.
I told you I'm struggling, CC, with this whole idea of going to the kind of restaurant that's
Excuse me.
I know what I'm gonna spend if I go to the Waffle House. Maybe you can get 2 or 3 things in this motherfucker and we gonna be good.
No.
Get that steak in Waffle House. Hey, man, they serve steak in Waffle House, y'all.
Oh man. Oh, they do. It's not a bad cut of steak.
It's not a bad.
It ain't the best, obviously, but it's all right. Yeah, it'll work.
Steak, I know I can handle that.
No to Waffle House and no comments about the cost of whatever is on the menu. Even
Craig is great. He said, what you say, Tasha, is just grit your teeth and smile.
Yes, that's all you have to do. Yes.
If I have to grit my teeth, I'm gonna be like Terrence thinking, this bitch is gonna fuck tonight.
No.
Now the question is, should you even bring up money when you're dating? I mean that's a touchy subject, obviously. But
I wouldn't bring it up, especially on the first early dates for me.
Right? Okay.
For me,
I would. I mean, I would
because it is a sensitive subject.
Right.
But to their points, if there's a second date, yeah, I'm getting deeper to want to know about what your job and this, that, other, and there's a way to ask questions to get an idea. Also, you went to school. Where'd you go to school? And
I'm running a background check on you anyway.
See, and women probably does.
And it's funny you mentioned that, Tasha, because my friend she said she had already did a background check.
I did, that's why I said
that's crazy.
Do that anyway.
Women do that. Men, we don't. Men, we ain't getting ready to do all that shit.
That's crazy. I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna do it. I'm never gonna do that.
No, I know I'm not. I don't have time to do that.
I'm never going to do that. So she really could be hiding that. I'm never going to run her. I recognize they'll do that on you, but I swear, I don't know how that is, but I'm never going to punch her name in to see this, that, and the other.
Me either.
Maybe we should. I don't know.
Definitely should in this day and age, because I bet you want to know if the bitch ever got arrested for fraud or robbery or something.
Yeah, I mean, you right. You right.
You should want to know. But
I'm just not gonna put the energy. If she got a fat ass, I could care less if she the rob.
Thank you. So CC, you're right. She said today's time a background check might not be, but
I get it.
I agree with it should, but I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it.
When we get the hotel video footage or the Ring camera video footage of you being escorted in somewhere and a bitch come running out your house a little while, keep the same energy.
I'm hearing you. I'm just saying.
No, I hear you for sure. For real.
Craig says, Ken, I'm finding modern women are bringing up money on a first date because it's a requirement for dating.
And you're right, Craig. Yeah, you're right. They are.
She did that. There's no second date.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good after that. I'm not messing with her anyway after that if she bring it up on the first date.
But to your point, Craig, if she bluntly says to me, "So how much do you make?"
Yeah, that's a wrap for me.
I swear to you.
Yeah.
Now, that moment for me, Craig, you just made it transactional.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're on a date and she says, so what do you do? What kind of money do you make or whatever? I swear to you, in that moment you made. So now, bitch, I'm going to lie.
And I'm gonna move forward with you. This is just a transaction. Yeah, it ain't nothing more, nothing less.
Now you're gonna get
Mhm.
whatever, well, shit, I've been working in education for a long time. Well, right now my salary is still, I'm only making 160,
Yeah, so then I'm gonna ask you what that mouth do. What that mouth do for about 50? I mean, you didn't put it out there.
You're gonna get the best lives at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Well, I was living in Buckhead, but my Escalade got fucked up. So I have to park it in the garage now. Blah 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 blah. Because in my mind, it's transactional. That's where I said at the beginning of the show. Now I'm gonna jerk all on your motherfucking back and on your weave, and then I'm gonna put you up out of there.
Oh boy.
You're gonna get robbed. Lord, you're gonna get robbed.
Chris, he said, I'm so old fashioned I couldn't do that. Yeah. I'm not doing that. I got one more.
In all seriousness, like if a man asked me like on a first date, like how much money I made, I would laugh. I'd be like, well, why?
Now, you just brought up something good, Tasha. If a man did that, what would you think? What is his ulterior motive in your mind? What is his ulterior motive in your mind when he asks?
I would laugh and ask him why, and then whatever his response is to that would dictate like my response and my thought process behind it. If you're just curious, like, oh, I'm just, I would just like to know like how much that is, how much you make. But I mean, if it's like a genuine, like he follows it up like with some whole like, well, I need to know if like he tries to get like serious with it. Oh, okay. Well, then more than likely I'm gonna just excuse myself.
Oh, that's a wrap. Yeah. See, I think, and here's the double standard in my mind. I think women get a pass with asking a man that, but I don't think a man does, because now
I would never ask that, but
because men now, a woman looking at this man like, oh, this Negro, he trying to see if he got to come up, and I ain't that woman. So
some men, I think that there is a sect of men that are out there that are doing things like in the name of in the name of the red pill community, like going out with women and doing and approaching certain topics or doing certain things in an effort to me it seems like to create conflict, to get into an argument with a woman.
Okay. Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
A lot of them.
Yeah, I see it a lot on
Terrence
social media.
Old Fashioned, he says, man, we have to get back to giving females hard dick and bubblegum. Terrence, I ain't never stopped doing that. So
wait a minute. Wait a minute, Terrence. Wait. Terrence is your fam, ain't he?
That's family right there.
I figured that. When I saw that comment, I was like, oh, that sounds like something Black would say.
Well, in the context of dating, Terrence, that's a given, So Shaft said it's your duty to please that booty. So you own that part, but you still gotta ease your way into the whole dating scene with it. But you own some hard, stiff ones now.
Y'all are gonna get hand strapped to chairs and beat on camera on social media. Y'all doing that?
Oh man,
I got one more good one, y'all.
Okay,
that is dating advice. And when people say either there's only one soulmate or you should wait for your soulmate, do you believe in this as a concept that each person has that one soulmate? And I say this one for last. Me and you, Tasha, in particular, we have a past of someone that did it for us. Right? Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Kenny, yours, peace be unto your wife.
Yeah.
So do you subscribe to this idea that there's only one soulmate?
Damn, this is a heavy one to end on. Good.
The person, I would say this, the person that for me that that you and I have discussed,
right?
That's not even a person that I would have considered my soulmate.
Oh wow,
that's somebody else.
I didn't know that. And that's because
it was just I do think that there is a such thing as soulmate. I do
Okay.
think that
Okay.
there is a person that for each person that it is kind of like a once in a lifetime kind of thing that you
Right.
meet them and there's a familiarity there. There's an experience there that can never be recreated again because it is like it's destined. It's fate. You just don't ever feel whatever you felt with that person. That's not to say that you can't love somebody and that you can't
Right.
be in love with
Right.
someone
Right.
else. But I
Right.
do think that there is
A
that there is
one
a
perfect
soulmate
fit.
because the person that I'm thinking of, the first time I met him, I've never felt with him what I felt with anybody else before ever. Like since then, never. So that's why I do think that there is a soulmate for everybody.
I want to read this part. It says, it sounds romantic until you think about it. One person out of billions perfectly matched to you. The truth is that people don't adapt. The truth is that people adapt to one another and build bonds that require growth and compromise. Believing in a perfect, flawless soulmate makes it harder to recognize the real, imperfect, wonderful person right in front of you. So I love that you added that you're not saying you can't find another person to love, but
Right.
you're also saying you do believe there is that one perfect fit for you that makes you feel uniquely special, if I'm paraphrasing it right.
I'm not even gonna say perfect. I'm just saying it's just that
Okay.
one person that I feel like that is created uniquely to you. And
Okay.
when you meet them, you feel it because it's like, whoa. I don't know any other because it makes you pause. You're like, damn, like what? Whoa, what is this?
I love this
And
question
Damn.
because I wonder if it's different for. I gotta hear what Kenny, you say this is a tough one, and I'm gonna let Kenny go last on this one. Tasha, I've been married, and I've been in a couple of serious relationships, but I don't know if either one of them maybe say, "Ooh, they were right." I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna sound crazy. The definition of this, my wife, the bond grew stronger as we were married.
Mhm.
It definitely was not the initial attraction. Definitely not that. I didn't even look her way. So I didn't get that feeling with her. It built as I got to know her until a deep, deep, deep love that like, oh shit, I remember that moment like, damn, I think I love this person, and then when I married her, it grew even deeper. But then I had another person that soulmate wise fit me more,
Mhm.
and I didn't marry her. But I like what you said. Oh, Tasha.
It's heavy. It definitely is
Even though I
heavy.
found people after her, I'm gonna be brutally honest here. It never was as deep as that person who's not even my wife. It never grew to the deepness of that person. So in a way, I kind of do believe in a soulmate. And what's sad is I believe that when you miss that opportunity, you miss it. But anyway, Kenny, I gotta hear you.
Man, this is this is deep because I truly believe that I think you do really only find that one really soulmate connection. But I agree with Tasha that you can find someone that you can find multiple people that you can have a deep love for, but just that initial connection, I think there's only that one person you can find. And I can speak on this because of the only woman that I have really dreamed about is my ex-wife. I had a dream about her last night. That's ironic. You know what I'm saying? And it's just funny because I've had some different connections with different women where we had this,
Right.
I felt it, but the whole totality of it wasn't the whole thing in one package. It was just a piece of this here and a piece of this there and a piece of this there. And
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. We get it. And she get me, whatever. But I think that I think you can find love outside of your soulmate with someone else. But I think that truly initial connection that just puts something that's different for you, I think you only find it in that one person.
And all
And
the men, go ahead, Tasha.
I don't think it always means that you're always going to end up with your soulmate.
Oh no, I agree.
That
Yeah,
song
I agree
by
with that.
Erykah Badu, Lifetime?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that song, and it resonates so much with me because it's like you may keep running into this person because it's fate. You may be apart for a time, but if you're a soulmate, at some point it'll come back around. You're gonna come back around because that's your person. That's who it's supposed to be.
I'm glad you said that. We're going to be off next weekend because of the holiday weekend, but the weekend following that, Tasha and we're going to do a show on songs origins that have deep connection in history meaning. I had it just led right to that, Tasha.
That's going to be great.
We're actually going to talk about that because there's many songs that have a history behind them that we're going to be very surprised at how they originated, and there's some history behind it. So, but Tasha, to what you just said, that's why I said I think we miss our soulmates. And Kenny, you just said something that again made my hair stand up. Up until last night, every dream I have ever had where I was in a married situation, it was my ex-wife. Until last night, Tasha, it was that person. And it blew my mind.
Oh, wow.
I woke up and
powerful omens.
You got to remember now, I haven't spoken to her in now 10 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucked me up because, to your point, Kenny, it's always been my ex-wife. It's always been my ex-wife, my dreams. And last night, it was an extensive dream. And I woke up every hour, kept going back to sleep. And I didn't remember until you just said this. And oh my God, it was this person. And I thought that was so weird that I sat on the edge of the bed and just thought, well, why is she coming up now? That's crazy. Yeah. Greg says, he says, this is a hard one because I've had a bond with each woman I've been with. If I could take one thing from each woman, I could make a super soulmate.
This ain't build a bit, Craig. No, this is somebody who's already created. You haven't run across her yet.
But for the rest, Craig, I agree with you.
Craig talking about building his soulmate. I heard that, player. I heard that.
That song speaks volumes, but I wanted to end it on that. Yeah,
that was a heavy one, bro. And you know, my thing is, I think you can still find love even outside of your soulmate. I mean,
that's where. So I hope this is where I hope you're right. When I look at our family members, Hannah and Bert, who found love after failed relationships,
right? Yeah.
That's the hope that I'm holding out for. Yeah. But I won't lie to you. To your point, Tasha, you said, I do feel like because that one didn't work, it's weird because everything consequently after my wife and this person has been just substitutions. Because when I look at what I had with one woman that I loved enough to marry her, to make the ultimate commitment, and let's be clear, the other person I thought I would marry. So I was ready to make that commitment. Everything that has come after that, everything, even though I found some women that I've been with and I was attracted to them, everything, it never
Never worked out.
To be honest, it never measured up to
It never
those
worked
two
out.
people. It never measured up to those two people. And I feel like in a way that I missed my window, Tasha.
You don't think so? You don't think so, Tasha? You think it's still hope for two guys in their mid 50s?
I hope you're right.
Yes.
I hope
it's
you're
never
right.
missed. It's never missed. No, it's never missed.
From your mouth to so I want to end it on that on a hopeful note that I hope you're right. And that's why I enjoyed, I learned a lot.
I did too. I want to say shout out to Tasha and CC for Tasha, because I really was listening to what you and CC were saying. I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
And all jokes aside, I hear everything you're saying, you know, and I got to change some shit for real to understand if I'm going to make this work out here and find somebody. I get it.
That's what I said from the beginning. Just be open. Dating from what you knew of what it once was. That's not what it is anymore. So don't invite nobody over to your house. Don't be trying to invite nobody over to your house. Don't be trying to go over to nobody's house.
That's what I said on all jokes aside.
But what if they already in being though?
If they invite you, that's fine. Do not invite yourself over to their house.
But what if they already in being, Tasha? Oops.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, it's too late.
You know what I like about my takeaway from this one show, and I am hopeful.
Yeah,
is that there are still some of the old school values still alive that I am glad to see, and gives me hope. And just like the Postons, I love that what Cece says. She says, "No, there's always hope. Remember, I'm on my second marriage, and it's been a blessing." So to be able to find that person, even in my late stage of life, I'm glad to hear that. Craig says, "I've learned that I can build a super soulmate." Thanks.
But before we get out of here, I gotta ask the ladies what this. Black, I'm trying to take over your show.
No.
I really want to hear this, because this thing, I ain't gonna say irritates me, but I want to know from Tasha and CC, why do women? What does dating with a purpose mean? What does that mean?
Ooh.
Like when a woman says it, or when
when a woman says that, because that's all I ever see is talking about a woman says that I'm dating with a purpose. What does that mean?
Dating with a purpose means that they're dating for the ultimate intention to be in a committed relationship. Their goal, more than likely, is marriage. They're dating with the intention of finding someone to be in a committed, monogamous relationship with. That they're not playing around. They're not going to play those games. They're on that one very serious track.
Great question.
So should a guy stay away from a woman that says that?
No. Are you dating for a purpose, or are you just?
I don't even. Well, my thing is, dating is just, you don't even know if you're gonna like that person. So I'm not gonna say off the top that I'm dating with a purpose. I don't even know if I like you yet. How the hell I know if I want to marry you?
No, not like not for that one purpose. But what is your ultimate goal for dating?
I'm glad you asked that, because I want to answer that. What if my purpose is to never get married again?
Right.
I'm looking for a companion. So for that woman that says, "Look, I ain't out here playing. I'm dating for a purpose." We're mismatched then, based on that.
We mismatched already.
Not necessarily, because you could also find someone that, as a woman, who's not necessarily dating for marriage, but dating still with the ultimate goal, a monogamous relationship.
I can handle that. I can handle that.
That was the one question I wanted to ask. Okay.
No, gotcha. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you. Beautiful question. I can handle that. Remember, a long time ago, we did a segment called Ask Tasha. So we might have to revive.
Hell, might need to bring that back. Damn it, because Tasha done helped my old ass tonight for sure.
Ain't nothing like a woman gonna give you a perspective that you just don't get. The same way when we do the male shows, I hope that women appreciate that you're hearing unfiltered opinions from a man, whether you like it or not. We're telling you what we see, what we feel. So that's why I said I learned a lot from this, believe it or not. Cece's chimed in. She says, not really. Some are dating for faithful relationships. And I can deal with that.
Okay.
Long as it doesn't definitively mean that it's got to lead to marriage.
Lead to marriage, right?
Not always. No, just a long, even if it's
just a monogamous, committed relationship. Yeah,
committed, serious relationship.
Okay.
Even Terrence say, Tasha, you and Cece, y'all been dropping.
Y'all been on point tonight.
Y'all did y'all thing on this show. Craig says, if a woman says she's dating with a purpose and that's your goal, it's best to leave her alone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm with Craig on that. Right. Yeah, I get it.
But I will say this too, like but I will tell you this: if you are dating and at your age, if a woman asks you like, what's your goal, like with dating, like what's your ultimate goal, and you tell them that, oh, you're just casually dating, you all the red flags, all the red flags. You're gonna get skipped over.
I get that.
All the red flags,
so. Okay.
So I'm sorry, I got to add this last part in. So if I'm going to be brutally honest and answer that question, if I'm saying, well, I'm looking for something serious, I would love to be in a monogamous relationship with a great companion, but I don't necessarily see myself getting married again. That a good answer?
Don't say that. Don't throw in the mask. Don't throw in the last.
That's not a great answer.
See?
No, you're gonna get skipped over. Because some women. Ask her the question first. Ask her what her intentions are. Ask her if that's what her goal is. If she says she's dating with purpose, so are you looking for marriage? Is that what you're looking for? Because if she says marriage and then you turn around and you spout out, I'm looking for.
But what if she asks me first? But what if she asks me first and I'm answering?
Leave out the marriage part first.
No, that's why I say
leave out the marriage part.
I want to hear it. I'm learning. Cece says, I didn't want to get married again, but he was my person and I'm happy.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you said that. That my intention, I'm not looking for marriage, but it's not, the door ain't nailed shit with a big hammer.
Right.
I would be amazed if I found somebody, because again,
right.
See, I wasn't looking to get married in my first marriage, to be honest with you, but I found myself loving the person enough that damn, okay, let me make this happen. Terrence says this is great. Thank you, T. But
I appreciate that, T. Already.
Again, you and Tasha, y'all did y'all thing.
Yeah.
This
topic. Shoot, round of applause for the ladies tonight.
I appreciate you guys. And so again, Kenny, thanks for being here, my brother. I know your work schedule. Terrence, as always, Craig, and even a new person, Jim. We appreciate you guys.
For sure.
Again, we're off next weekend because it's a Labor Day weekend. And the weekend after that, me and Tasha, we're going to have a fun show, we hope, where it's going to be about music. Those shows usually are always fun, where we're going to do a deep dive into song origins.
I'm glad y'all good doing that, because it's a song that I was like, I'm listening to the lyrics. I was like, whoa, what the hell?
Save it.
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to you. I was gonna say,
please send it to me.
And just listen to the lyrics, and you like when you listen to it, like, yo, wait a minute.
DC, Terrence, Jim, anybody on the show, please send me to my thing a song so that I can research its origins. And we can have a great conversation. Music is always such a great venue to open that door and for us to go down rabbit holes. So yeah. So everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Lord knows we know that Monday will be here before we know it. But just remember, we got a long weekend coming. But hopefully you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you guys so much. Y'all made my night. So I enjoy spending the time here. I'm in such great spirits right now. So thank you guys. Love you. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. As always, laugh more.
Already.
Be real. Peace out.
Peace.